So there's another idea that is not thought through, admittedly, but on the surface, attractive. I like it. We don't do just global politics.
No, we're broad thinkers.
Well, I think there are really two things that are they were already there in September. One, the wars. Two, the economic crisis. And those are always worth looking at further. So I just propose that in general terms, but
Well, you're always in the moment, in the present, and I'm always in the past. So I'm thinking 20 years back.
more of a historical.
I have that long durée. I'm very Brodelian that way.
Uh-huh.
So I look 20 years back and I think about the wall. And we're just celebrating that anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Where
All over the world.
all over the world.
Apparently 10 years ago, when it was the 10th anniversary, hardly anybody really celebrated, including in
Yeah.
Berlin. And the rest of the world didn't care so much, but now it's a big deal for some reason.
So, yeah. And you know, I was in Berlin this summer, and you were just there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it is remarkable. I mean, I remember going through Checkpoint Charlie back in the 80s when there was still a division. And then surreptitiously meeting up with some East Germans in Alexanderplatz and going to a rather sad-looking kneipe there and having some beer and soup. Wasn't particularly pleasant. And now, I mean, this time when I was there, I rented a bike and I just rode my bike through Checkpoint Charlie because it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And what's there is a couple of flags and a couple of guys dressed up as East German border guards, and you can go and have your picture taken with them. I mean, that's what's there now.
Yeah.
And the bikes that I rented in Alexanderplatz.
Well, it's
you know, it's
there's
one of the
apparently a lot of young people coming to Berlin now, and for them it's a historical curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for us,
Yeah.
being half a century old, we were there already even before, and we had some experiences in East Germany, East Berlin. I actually did my dissertation on East Germany.
No, I know.
And I met some East Germans, East Berliners one day when I was over there exploring, and they became good friends and helped me with my dissertation. I've lost sort of touch with them.
Yeah.
After unification, it sort of became less special and but well, as the German Chancellor was saying, this is once a happy occasion in German history to commemorate. She was quite glad she was able to do that.
The former East German herself.
Yeah, very interesting. Both an East German, a woman. She's also the first woman chancellor ever of Germany.
Yeah.
And was re-elected.
Yeah.
So those are incredible changes when you think back of the time in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
In Germany, I mean, did the unification work out? And they're still debating that 20 years after. And they're still not over the fact that they have had very different histories, even though it's 20 years.
And that's a combined history of 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
but still not common somehow.
No, these 20 years are a history of actually probably worsening relations
Mhm.
between East Germans and West Germans, if you can speak about that collectively.
Mhm.
But it's, well, there are many facets to look at. If you just take a trip through East Germany, it looks just like the West in
Mhm.
terms of how well it's maintained. The roads may even be in better shape in some places and so on. But on the other hand, with the exception of some islands, it's economically depressed.
Mhm.
It has double the unemployment rate of the western part of Germany. And it has had an outmigration of 2 million, I don't know actually how far that goes back, it must be more from then till now, but recently,
Mhm.
young people just move on
Yeah.
to the West where they have a chance of getting jobs. So the territory of the former East Germany was not saved in the sense that it became a viable economic unit.
Right, region, yeah.
And socially it has some particular problems as well.